Hidden deep within America's muscle car history are Chevrolet's rarest creations. Machines so scarce that even seasoned collectors whisper their names like rumors carried on the wind. Some appeared for a single year. Others were built in numbers so small that finding one today feels almost unreal. In this video, we uncover the forgotten secrets behind these elusive Chevys, reveal what they originally cost, and expose the shocking prices they command now. The truth behind these legends is far wilder than most expect. The journey begins with a machine born from a time when Chevrolet still believed that raw strength could be shaped into something beautiful. The 1967 Chevelle S396L78 did not shout for attention. It simply arrived with the confidence of a car that knew exactly what it carried beneath its steel skin. Inside its engine bay rested a 396 cubic inch heart built with an 11:1 compression ratio, pushing a claimed 375 horsepower that felt closer to a living storm than a mechanical figure. Most drivers chose the 4-speed manual, a choice that turned every shift into a dialogue between man and machine. Contemporary tests recorded sprints to 60 miles per hour in a little more than 6.5 seconds, with quarter-mile runs slipping under 15 seconds. Chevrolet priced the Chevelle just above $3,000 when new, yet choosing the L78 elevated it into a realm reserved for the few who understood what true power could mean. Only a little more than 600 examples were ever produced, which is why a genuine numbers matching L78 today can rise beyond $200,000 at major auctions. And if you enjoy rediscovering legends like this one, you are welcome to follow American Muscle Soul, so our road together never ends. The road widens as we step toward a machine born from Chevrolet's determination to carve its name into the Trans Am record books. The 1967 Camaro Z11 did not appear with fanfare or showroom glitter. It slipped quietly into the world, unannounced in brochures, known only to those who understood that some of the fiercest warriors are the ones that walk softly. Guided by the vision of Vince Piggins, this was the Camaro built for battle, a car that carried the fire of competition beneath its steel. Its 302 cubic inch small block was an over-square creation meant to breathe freely in the higher reaches of the rev range. Chevrolet claimed 290 horsepower, though many drivers felt the engine pushing beyond that polite number when the torque climbed. The close ratio 4-speed manual turned every shift into a moment of intention, and with only a little more than 600 cars produced, each Z28 became a rare testament to Chevrolet's racing ambition. When new, the Z28 lifted the cost of a base Camaro past the $2,400 mark. Today, a documented and well-preserved example can soar past $150,000, with exceptional cars reaching toward $200,000. And if this machine sparks something in you, share that spark below. Tell me whether the Z28 feels like a legend you would chase, or a chapter you admire from afar. The story sharpens as we arrive at a machine whispered about even among seasoned collectors, a car that signaled a turning point for Chevrolet. The 1965 Chevelle Malibu SS 396 Z16 was never meant for the masses. It was a mid-year creation, built in numbers small enough to make each surviving example feel like a relic rescued from the mist. Beneath its hood rested a 396 cubic inch big block, rated at 375 horsepower, the very first time such strength had ever been placed into a Chevelle. Chevrolet intended the Z16 to announce a new era, one where a mid-sized body could carry the fury of a full-sized powerhouse. Every Z16 wore one of 3 colors: crocus yellow, tuxedo black, or regal red, and each one left the factory as a hardtop coupe. The program reached a little more than 200 cars, a number so small that even in 1965, it felt like Chevrolet was quietly creating future legends. The base Malibu cost a little above $2,300 when new, while choosing the Z16 package added more than $1,500, a serious price in its day. Today, a documented and well-preserved Z16 can climb beyond $400,000 at major American auctions, a reminder that rarity, mixed with genuine muscle, never loses its voice. The road rises again as we meet a machine wrapped in myth. a car so scarce that even lifelong collectors speak of it with a softer voice. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle S454 LS6 convertible stood as the ultimate expression of Chevrolet power, the kind of strength that felt carved from thunder itself. Beneath its long hood waited a 454 cubic inch heart, officially claimed at 450 horsepower, though road tests of the day hinted at far deeper force. Drivers often spoke of nearly 500 pound-feet of torque, a surge that pressed the horizon forward and left lesser machines fading behind. This convertible version was produced in numbers so small that fewer than 24 have ever been verified, turning each surviving car into a kind of automotive folklore. The base Chevelle V8 of that year carried a price a little above $3,700, and choosing the mighty LS6 pushed that figure far higher, marking a commitment only the boldest buyers were willing to make. Today, a documented LS6 convertible can command well over $200,000 at major American auctions, a price that reflects not only its rarity, but the unfiltered power of an era that vanished far too soon. The story tightens as we meet a machine born from quiet rebellion, a car that existed only because Don Yenko refused to let the Chevelle settle for ordinary strength. The 1969 Chevelle Yenko SC427 came to life through the seldom-used COPO system, allowing Yenko to order Chevelles fitted with the fearsome L72 big block. That 427 cubic inch engine carried a factory rating of 425 horsepower, though seasoned drivers spoke of a deeper surge of torque rising into the mid-400s, a force that made the ground feel restless beneath the rear wheels. Yenko equipped each car with heavier suspension components, strong rear gearing, front power disc brakes, and either a 4-speed manual or a 3-speed automatic. The result was a Chevelle sharper, louder, and more determined than anything most drivers expected. Only 99 cars were created, and far fewer remain today. Each one traced and authenticated, with the kind of documents collectors treat like sacred proof. The base Chevelle of that year began a little above $2,700, and choosing the COPO 427 lifted the cost sharply, placing it among the most expensive factory Chevrolets of its time. Today, a documented Yenko SC 427 in restored condition can reach beyond $300,000 at major auctions. And if this legend still has your heartbeat climbing, drop the number 5 below so I know you are riding with me all the way through these forgotten titans. The road climbs into rare air as we reach a machine whispered about like a legend found in the back room of Chevrolet history. The 1969 Camaro Z11 was born when a few determined dealers discovered a hidden doorway inside the central office production order system, a path that allowed them to request an engine far beyond anything found in the regular catalog. What arrived was a 427 cubic inch all-aluminum masterpiece, officially rated at 430 horsepower. It was a racing-bred creation whose true voice rose even higher, with period tests suggesting power that pushed deep into the 500 range once the engine was fully uncorked. The ZL1 carried heavier suspension pieces, a fortified drivetrain, and a stripped-down attitude built purely for acceleration. Only 69 cars were created, each one carrying a production cost that shocked even seasoned buyers. The base Camaro of that year began a little above $2,700, while the ZL1 option alone added more than $4,000, making it one of the most expensive Chevrolets ever offered to the public. Today, an authenticated ZL1 in top condition can climb past the $1 million mark at major American auctions, a reminder that some legends were never meant to be common, only unforgettable. The story turns toward a shadowed corner of Chevrolet history, a place where only the most determined racers dared to look. The 1963 Impala Z11 was not built for style points or boulevard cruising. It was created for one purpose: to strike hard at the drag strip. Chevrolet engineers took the familiar W Series 409 and stretched its ambition into a 427 cubic inch storm, A high-compression engine whispered to deliver around 430 horsepower and a crushing wave of torque that climbed into the mid-500s. To let the engine speak without restraint, they trimmed weight wherever they could, replacing steel with aluminum panels and removing comforts that had no place in a straight-line fight. Only a small handful were produced, a number believed to be just above 50, and each one left the factory as a purpose-built coupe, ready for the timers at the quarter mile. The base Impala carried a price a little above $3,000 in that year, and the Z11 package added more than $1,200. A serious cost for a machine meant purely for competition. Today, an authentic Z11 can soar beyond $500,000 at major American auctions, a reminder that some legends were forged not on showroom floors, but on the thin edge between power and fear. Stories of quiet rebellion often begin with a single dealer willing to push against the limits of the factory, and Fred Gibb was that kind of man. His request through the central office production order system brought forth a Nova unlike anything Chevrolet had placed on public roads. Beneath its unassuming sheet metal lived a 396 cubic inch L78 engine, claimed at 375 horsepower, paired with a heavy-duty 3-speed automatic, built to survive the violent launch of drag competition. Power alone was not enough, so Chevrolet reinforced the car with strong rear gearing, a larger cooling system, stiffer suspension pieces, and the attitude of a machine meant to run hard in a straight line. Roughly 50 cars were created under this program. Each one delivered with a purpose that left no room for luxury. A Nova SS of that year carried a price a little above $3,000, while choosing the COPO configuration added several hundred more, a meaningful cost for a car aimed squarely at the drag strip. Some examples later received conversions to the 427 cubic inch L72, a transformation credited to the hands of Dick Harrell, though these cars stood apart from the original factory intent. Rarity and documented provenance now drive values past $100,000, a reflection of how few authentic machines remain from this brief but thunderous chapter of Chevrolet history. Stories of quiet defiance often begin in the small towns of America, and Don Yenko wrote one of the fiercest chapters of all. His plan was simple in spirit yet bold in execution. A batch of Nova SS models equipped with the L78 396 arrived through the central office production order system, and once inside Yenko's shop, many received the mighty L72 427, a factory-built big block, originally intended for high-level competition. Horsepower climbed into the 420 range, with torque deep in the mid-400s, giving the compact Nova a punch far beyond anything Chevrolet officially offered. Transformations at Yenko's dealership included strong rear gearing, heavy-duty suspension components, and the iconic stripes and SC badges that marked a machine meant for more than daily roads. Production hovered around a little under 40 cars, with only a portion documented as true SC 427 conversions, a truth that has made authentic survivors exceptionally rare. A Nova of that year carried a price above $2,500, and the cost of the L72 conversion pushed the total well beyond that mark. Auction records now show verified SC 427 Novas climbing past $400,000, a reflection of how few remain and how much thunder still sleeps beneath their steel. Every one of these machines reminds us why American muscle still matters: power, character, and the kind of engineering that leaves an echo long after the engine cools. If this journey through rare Chevrolet legends brought you something worth keeping, let the road continue with us. Hit the like button, subscribe to American Muscle Soul, and stay with the channel as we uncover more forgotten stories, more hidden builds, and more machines that shape the country's horsepower heritage.